Nothing to something, now they all love it. Look at me go. Hey, can't even go out in public, nobody trusted. Look at me go. Hey, pressure been building, I gotta raise up the ceiling. Look at me go. Hey, these other rappers be my children, all of they feelings. Look at me go. Hey, turning that nothing to something, now they all love it. Look at me go. Hey, can't even go out in public, nobody trusted. Look at me go. Hey, pressure been building, I gotta raise up the ceiling. Look at me go. Hey, these other rappers be my children, all of they feelings. Look at me go. All of these rappers been getting richer when they always be rapping about being rich. That don't make sense to me cause I relate to the rappers who talking about real shit. I don't got time for that jibber jabber cause I already know what the deal is. They only here for today but they leaving tomorrow like they on a field trip. Windows tinted when I'm pulling up, feel like I'm Heisenberg cooking up. And if you been talking that crazy, got Dre with me and he fix you up. Who you know been dropping hit after hit after hit after hit. I'm on a mission, they get in my way and everybody knows that I'm never gon' miss. Look at me go. Hey, turning that nothing to something, now they all love it. Look at me go. Hey, can't even go out in public, nobody trusted. Look at me go. Hey, pressure been building, I gotta raise up the ceiling. Look at me go. Hey, these other rappers be my children, all of they feelings. Look at me go. Hey, turning that nothing to something, now they all love it. Look at me go. Hey, can't even go out in public, nobody trusted. Look at me go. Hey, pressure been building, I gotta raise up the ceiling. Look at me go. Hey, these other rappers be my children, all of they feelings. Look at me go. Spending more time with my fam, cause they the only ones who know what I've been through. Everybody riding waves, looking like they gotta find a new swimsuit. Made a promise to myself, I'm never gonna stop till I get what I'm into. I don't need much to be happy, just enough money to pay when the rent's due. Touring the world, I'ma make it happen. Meeting the fans who I made it happen. Know that I never be losing traction. Best in the game, yeah, I be the captain. Living my life with a chip on my shoulder. Lately it feels like a boulder. Looked at my watch and I don't have no time to chill. I need a meal. Look at me go. Hey, turning that nothing to something, now they all love it. Look at me go. Hey, can't even go out in public, nobody trusted. Look at me go. Hey, pressure been building, I gotta raise up the ceiling. Look at me go. Hey, these other rappers be my children, all of they feelings. Look at me go. Hey, turning that nothing to something, now they all love it. Look at me go. Hey, can't even go out in public, nobody trusted. Look at me go. Hey, pressure been building, I gotta raise up the ceiling. Look at me go. Hey, these other rappers be my children, all of they feelings. Look at me go. Freestyle, we back. Yeah, finally feel like I made it, but I'm not even close to where I wanna be. Selling out shows across the globe, meeting everybody that I know. From the internet, I'm talking Europe to Chicago. But I gotta take a step back, think about the past year. Went from getting no love to helping people love fear. Writing out my thoughts and giving people my advice. And I got so many messages that say you changed my life, man. It's crazy how it goes down, finally in control now. Took a little while, but I got it on my own now. Yeah, I made the honor roll, and lately I've been on a roll, dropping all these hits, I don't think that I can slow down. Took so many flights, I started losing count. In New York on the Taz show, I had to shut it down. Man, my first live interview, I was kinda nervous. Told them drop a beat and you know that it got murdered. Shit they never heard of, feeling so assertive. Rising in the game when I got rid of all my burdens. The biggest setbacks are always hidden in disguise. It was right in front of me, I had to read between the lines. Man, I'm ready for the challenges, this is all a mind game. Waited for a long time, now they be calling my name, asking me to step up, see what I'm made of. Makes me thankful for the old songs I was ashamed of. My monthly pay went from 500 to 5 figures. Bought my family gifts and paid for people's dinners. They deserve it just like I do. I drive and they gon' ride too. Saw my family happy, goddamn, I almost cried too. Got my mama tea because my music in commercials. I came a long way from middle school band rehearsals. I knew this shit would happen, everything is unexpected. Shows with DJ Khaled, got my boys all on the guest list. Everywhere I go, they coming with me now. Every week a different city now. People telling me they miss me now. It's funny cause they said that I was too cocky when I told them all this shit was gonna happen. Now they lost me. Moving on to better things, not worried about a wedding ring. Focused on my grind so I can't ever think about settling down. At this age I need a crown on the stage. I've been around every way and never found another me. Damn, people asking for a secret like I'm hiding something. Really put in all the work that everybody bluffing. 15 songs and 7 remixes, and I still don't give a damn about what the double XL list is. Put me at the plate, all hits, no misses. Labels reaching out, so I might make a couple visits now. I've been out here spending money on a vision. 22 years and I never seen the competition. Damn.
I am very sorry and I apologize for the inconvenience of me not giving a fuck.
I just pull up and I'm flexing. I've been busy counting blessings. Shawty asking for directions. Told her meet me in the bedroom. Coming back with a vengeance. I've been working on my mantle. We ain't never in the same league. On my shit on, not a rental. Diamonds got 2 V's, that's a W. Do not include me with these other dudes. I do not lose sleep over none of you. Whole lot of loose leaf running out of room. Yeah, know how I handle my business. I keep it going, no limits. 100% that's a money back, money grab. Dropped and I'm dropping again and I run it back, yeah. Running through the east side, took it down south. Now I'm living out beach side, yeah. Living out my raps, only talking about facts. Everybody know I ain't gotta remind, yeah. It's a new era, but it's still no cap. Make a hit, then I go and hit rewind, yeah. Everybody trying to keep up, but I ain't gon' stop. You just get left behind. I just pull up and I'm flexing. I've been busy counting blessings. Shawty asking for directions. Told her meet me in the bedroom. Coming back with a vengeance. I've been working on my mantle. We ain't never in the same league. On my shit on, not a rental. Same side, never switch it up. Some of y'all gotta just go ahead and give it up. I'm about to cop me a Bentley truck just cause I want it. I don't really give a fuck what they be thinking of. Only be caring about real ones. Shout out the fans who be showing the real love, yeah. Been through a lot and I seen enough. Put all the food on my plate and I'm eating up, yeah. City on my back like LeBron. Feeling like Superman, put my cape on. I'll never forget what I came from. I'm trying to go down with the great ones. All my idols turn to my rivals. I play all day for the title. Some of y'all just play for survival. We cannot relate this life, not recitals, yeah. I just pull up and I'm flexing. I've been busy counting blessings. Shawty asking for directions. Told her meet me in the bedroom. Coming back with a vengeance. I've been working on my mantle. We ain't never in the same league. On my shit on, not a rental.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gone Fishing. Bobby, I see you in the green room. I see green bars on the mic. You good?
I think I am.
Yes, I love it.
I believe I am. I'm having a bad hair day though. Looks like. Hold on.
I was gonna say you got a little craziness going on up there today.
I do. Listen, I'm here. I went running this morning, and then I did the cold plunge, and I have not fully adjusted since then. So here I am.
Do you got a cold plunge in your house?
Oh, good Lord, no, it's at the gym.
Is it? We're having one put into the gym that we're building in our house.
Okay.
I've only started doing cold plunge like 2 years now.
Okay.
I was very skeptical at first. Very skeptical. But now I'm 100% convinced on it.
Do you do it every day?
I don't do it every day yet, but I do plan on doing it every day when it gets installed in the house. But I will make it a point when we're out at like New York or Miami or somewhere like that to find those spas that have the really good cold plunges, and I'll do the sauna cold plunge rotation.
And how long do you stay in the cold plunge?
I'll try to do a minute. Like the minute, I try to do the 1 minute in, 15 minutes in the sauna, 1 minute in, 15 minutes in the sauna.
All right. So I'll do it. I try to do it every day. It's harder to do when I'm traveling, but I'll try to do it every day when I can. And I'll stay in no less than 6 minutes.
Really?
And no more than 10 minutes. However, I caveat that with this. all the research that I've like been exposed to says that it does no benefit after 3 minutes. They're
Really?
like 3 minutes, you'll just like you're in there wasting your time. So
So then
yep, and
why?
someone said on there
So then why six
three and a
then?
half minutes. Yeah, exactly.
So then why do you do six then?
Because like it's gonna sound the same reason why you stay in the sauna for like half an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
Just get comfortable.
Just get comfortable
Just
with it. Yeah,
just
yeah.
get comfortable. Yeah. Just
Now,
get comfortable.
do you do the 30-degree cold plunge, or are you a 40 or a 50-degree cold plunge?
Oh, good. I don't think any human should do 30 degrees. I don't think any human. Our cold plunge is very much like 45 degrees, and when it gets to 44, I can tell. It's something else that I tell anyone that's thinking about it. Um, if you've never done it before, wait until there are a bunch of people in there so that the water heats up. So wait till there are a bunch of people in there. The water heats up. Did you just join them?
There you go. Go to the cold plunge so you can be in there when everybody's in there for the water to warm up.
Yeah, so the water warms up. Yes.
Well, Bobby, thank you so very much for coming back. I'm glad we didn't scare you off the last time you were on the show. I understand you had a busy week this week, and so we're glad to have you back. What post holidays? What have you been thinking about lately?
Oh man. What have I been thinking about lately? I've been thinking more and more about the advances that we're making on the defensive side with the use of AI.
Say more.
Yeah, what I mean by that is now it's almost commonplace for CISOs and security practitioners to ask whoever their supplier, whoever their vendor is, talk to me about how you're leveraging AI into your solution. And that's a very, very good place to be because I feel like initially we were more skeptical of it.
I agree with that. I was on site this week myself at a customer site, speaking with their CISO. Curious if this is what you're seeing too. I mentioned it to my stream this morning, but we haven't talked since then. He's working on. He's a multi-cloud workshop. He's got
Yeah.
Microsoft Copilot running on top of Claude from a model perspective, and he's trying to get all of his security tools via MCP hooked into Copilot so that his security team can simply talk to Claude via MCP to interact with their entire
Okay.
security infrastructure.
What's driving that? Like, what's the goal to get out of that?
More
Or what's the
synergy.
goal? What does he want to get out of it? I should ask.
Allegedly more synergistic approach to I'm in SecOps doing an investigation, but now I need to send something to Jira, or I need to do an investigation inside of Office 365. And so instead of pivoting and instead of trying to do those searches inside of SecOps, using the LLM and MCPs to basically traffic cop, kind of that investigation workflow between all of those different systems.
So it's almost like, and I think we talked about this the last time. It's trying to get around that whole cut and paste
Yeah.
aspect of SecOps.
That's right.
I remember I told someone, I was like, you'd be surprised how much security operations is just cut and paste. Cut,
or
paste,
or
insert.
a notepad that you're truly using as like a proxy or a bastion for cutting and pasting between two systems.
Cut, paste, cut. Yeah. Okay. So no, I think that's the right approach. And I like the fact that he's thinking ahead and not waiting for waiting for some provider to do that for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Before we get into today's topic, I know you've got a hard stop at the top of the hour, so I'm gonna use this opportunity to remind chat. Second time seeing Bobby, I had a lot of positive feedback, Bobby, as we finish the show.
Give me just a second. I'm gonna slide out of the camera for just a second, but I'll be right back.
All right, you do you. Remind chat, we got, get your questions in early, get your chat comments in early. If you got anything for Bobby as we talk to him, we do have to let him go at the top of the hour. And so I probably will try to cut the stream short, probably 5 or 10 minutes till to be respectful of Bobby's time. So make sure you get your questions in early on the stream. Thanks Briz for the lurking chat. We did identify that Twitch is doing some weird things with viewership. So if you are lurking, listening on the stream, do hit a ping every once in a while to let Twitch know you're still there watching. Real quick, couple rules. No racist, sexist, misogynistic, elitist, or otherwise toxic behaviors in chat whatsoever. Zero tolerance policy. We do have moderators. Moderators are awesome. Please tip your moderators at the end of the day. We are streaming live across Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X, and so we appreciate our viewership across all the platforms that we have
absolutely.
people watching. Now, Bobby, we are coming into the holidays, and you and I remember sitting in your office about this time of the year where we were like, all right, there's going to be an attack. Like we knew it was going to happen. Like the holidays are always like that time where it's like, all right, got to be on the guard.
I agree. Why do you? I have very strong opinions on why that is. Why do you think it happens?
I think that it happens because everybody's guard is down. Whether whether it's a mom and a dad buying Christmas gifts for the kids, whether it's you're in the office. We were in the office for 3 days last week with a 4-day holiday. We'll have maybe 2 or 3 weeks worth of work this week before we're off for another week or two. And so it's urgency. It's urgency in the workspace. And so everybody is moving fast. And when you're moving fast, mistakes are made.
I definitely think that's a huge part of it. I also think that the adversary has to buy Christmas gifts as well.
Are you telling me that they've got financial demands that they have to meet as well?
I think that the adversary has to buy Christmas gifts as well. And they strike while the iron is hot. And they want to be able to buy that Lego set for their family members as well.
I think that's why I wanted to talk about this today. We're going to talk now, and then we're going to talk again kind of right around the Christmas time before we cut everybody loose for the holidays. So, we're going to have a couple conversations around holiday fraud and some things like that. And I like to give people just 2 points. One is just, I've pulled some statistics just to show how big this is. There's a 692% surge in Black Friday themed phishing attacks. Always happens. And then there's a 327% jump in Christmas themed phishing attacks globally as well. For all those reasons, to Bobby's point, adversaries got to buy bad guys, and your people in your office, they're just in a hurry. I think the second point that I wanted to make as part of that, Bobby, I had a brain fart because
that's all right.
because you saw the neurons firing on that one. There was some point that I was going to make there. This is where you jump in and you rescue me on this one.
All right, so that is what I am here to do. Here's what I'll say, and it's why I've always said, like, we have to have our guard up, because everyone has, it's what I alluded to a second ago. Everyone is incentivized at the end of the year.
Yeah.
You're incentivized to sort of take more time back, and so you have pressure, so you let your guard down. You're less active, with engaging and reporting phishing attacks. The adversary is engaged more. They have demands, so they're sending more. The challenge is that you let your guard down because of your incentives, and now they're attacking more because they're incentivized. Now you get this already what was previously an asymmetric war. It's even worse now. Here is where I think large language model defenses and AI defenses actually help us. This is where I think they actually help us.
Okay.
Because in times, it's less on me recognizing, and I talk about this all the time, it's less on me recognizing the suspicious activity and more on me leveraging a technology that's trained to recognize it and having it prevent it from even getting to my inbox. That's the goal. Like, for it to be, the goal is for the attacks to be disrupted and to be destroyed, to be taken out before they get to my inbox.
I think so I don't mind the conversation around the defensive side. I think where I and chat draw a lot of skepticism is that's a lot of data. That's a lot
Absolutely.
of data. That's a hard problem to solve.
For whom?
For security organizations, for a lot of large enterprises, especially when you consider the volume. You don't think so?
Here's why. I was reading something recently, And I may not be exactly right, but like directionally, I'll be correct.
Mhm.
That the average human consumes, and I like to use that word consumes. The average human consumes about 2 to 3 million words every year, right? That's what we consume. Not necessarily reading it, but listening, but we consume
Everything,
about,
everything.
yeah, we just consume. These large language models on a yearly basis consume about 10 trillion words every year.
Wow.
So that's the benefit of being protected by these large language models, because what you and I sort of think of as large amounts of data isn't a large amount of data to the model.
So you think because like I remember, I'll date ourselves and kind of from a technology perspective. I remember when we tried to bring Proofpoint into Avid, right? And we were trying to do statistical analysis on the accuracy rates between Exchange Online Protection and Proofpoint. And
Yeah,
we couldn't feed it a lot of data. Like it was hard to get the
exactly.
statistics that we needed to for that at that time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where a lot of people see. I mean, you can just look at the market and tell that a lot of investment is being poured into computing power,
Hmm.
because it won't be about whether or not the models can process and consume the data. It'll be whether or not you have the computing power to support it.
I
So,
wholeheartedly agree
so
with that. I mean, I think it was Sanjay, right, from Google, or no, it was Microsoft, who sat there on the stage and was like, they got GPUs sitting on the shelf, they've got no power to run them.
yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a matter of whether or not we have the power, the computing power, to continue to consume all this data. And speaking of Google, I don't know if you've read this recently, but they're piloting. They talk about moonshots. They're piloting putting data centers in
I
space.
did, I saw that. But you and I are old enough to remember when Microsoft was putting data centers in the ocean.
I, they stopped.
I mean, it's not as big of a deal as it used to be, right? I mean, you remember it
Okay,
was like
okay,
when it
okay.
first happened, it was like, oh my God, Microsoft's putting data centers in the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, it made complete sense. I didn't realize they had stopped. I thought that was still happening.
It may still be,
Like,
you just don't hear him talk about it anymore. But yeah, I mean, like,
yeah,
it makes sense though in space. It does make sense in space.
I think it makes total
Do
sense.
you
I,
think
I
that
just want
that?
to know who's going to work there.
But do you think that could potentially have a negative impact on inference speed, right? When it comes to trying to get those models to respond, like we already have latency issues as it is now, as those models try to answer some of these large token size questions, or even multi-step flows.
Oh, that's a brilliant question. Initially, yes.
Yeah,
Initially, yes, there will be latency issues. I think that we'll crack that nut.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Like it's like everything else. Like we eventually figure it out.
Starlink's doing a really good job of solving a lot of that latency stuff as it is now.
Exactly. Absolutely.
One of the things I did want to bring to you as we talk about this fraud and this consumer, kind of like phishing fraud type of instance, because it does matter in the corporate space, because it talks about the speed in which adversaries are able to perform their operations, right? With vibe coding, with access to the technology, and then of course the traditional things that have always been in place, like VPSs, AWS, like cloud infrastructure and things like that. We're seeing adversaries spin up fraud resources at an astronomical place. Like if anybody's ever done any type of vibe coding at all whatsoever, um, I remember when we were doing, security ops at Abbott, whatnot. It was real easy to get ahead with something like a Recorded Future or Zero Fox or some type of threat intelligence program. See people standing up, lookalike domains, and be able to get ahead of that relatively quickly, within about 24 hours or so, with good intel program for some of that lookalike stuff.
I think it was good for that time. I don't know if it's good now,
I
but at
don't.
that time it was good.
I think you're right. Tell me why you don't think it's
Yeah.
good now.
I think that because those technologies still leverage like the on-prem environments,
Mm,
and because they're not built on large language models.
hmm
And so they're still using, and I hate to say it, but it's true now, Like they're using legacy technologies.
Oh, that's so
And
scary to think
it's
about.
it's absolutely scary. Here's what I tell anyone: if you have an organization that came online after 2022, your legacy, bro. I mean, before, if you came online before 2022, your legacy.
Let me see a show of hands in chat. How many people have been working in organizations where their security team predates 2022? Man.
Your legacy, and just like we had like this critical period of time that was post and pre-cloud, like we're witnessing a period in time that's post and pre-generative AI.
So with I would argue adversaries adopt AI faster than enterprises. Would you agree with that?
Bro, like I agree with it? The whole term bot came because we were fighting bot networks.
Yeah.
So
Chat.
about, like,
make sure you clip that. Bobby just said "bruh" on stream.
To answer the question, yes.
Yeah.
But why is that? Why does the adversary adopt these technologies faster than we do?
Because they got to buy Legos for their kids, and they want Legos for their kids more than we do.
I think that's part of it. I think the other and the bigger part of it, I'll just use that. The bigger part of it is they don't have to go through the bureaucracy that we have to go through.
Can we fight on this, Bobby? I want to fight on this a little bit, right?
Okay.
Because we say this every time there's something new. Like you and I sat in your office and talked about new stuff that adversaries were leveraging.
Mm-hmm.
What is it going to take for us to learn that adversaries are faster than us?
I don't know if we know that. We know that. And someone just put in the chat that they have less to lose. I think that they do have less to lose. They have lower risk if things go wrong. And so because the risk is less if things go wrong, so since the risk is less if things go wrong, they have a higher risk appetite.
I agree with that.
They have a higher risk appetite. And so that allows them to go faster. Here's what I always tell people, like, this is how old I am. And I don't know if I said this on the last stream. This is how old I am. I remember when we said no personal phone calls at work.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when we said no cell phones at work.
No Facebook at work.
I remember when we said no internet at work. No social media at work.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went, and so we went through all of these periods where if it was an emerging technology, we're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And so we always sort of played catch up.
Absolutely.
We always sort of played catch up. So I just think I don't know if we don't know it. I think that we absolutely do know it. But I just think that part of it is we just have to accept it because we have more stakeholders. And like the person in the chat said, if things go wrong, the risk is higher for us.
That will never change. Maybe I'm being naive in this, but that will never change. We will never win against the lawyers and the enterprise risk teams who say that you can't move that fast because of risk.
I don't know if I would say we would never win.
Okay.
Because I don't see it as like a competition with our internal legal team. I would say it more like we will never be able to avoid having those conversations, and we will never be able to avoid not collaborating and consulting with the legal team. Yes, we'll never be able to avoid that.
I agree with that. But how do you get past the risk conversation with a legal team that says we can't go to OpenAI because of a New York City legal case that's pending and we don't know what's going to happen with our chats, right? AI is still new and we have no idea how it works, whether they're training our models on it. So therefore, we can't adopt technology that has AI that may actually make us more secure. Or if you do have AI, you've got to turn it off until we go through 900 rounds of TPRM review. Like that is the conversation that slows us down every time.
It is absolutely the conversation that slows us down. I think it's a matter of not coming equipped to that conversation with data.
This is
Here's what
something this resonates with me. You said this to me back in 2015,
yeah,
2016.
yeah. Let's have a conversation about the data. And when I say the data, like what's the impact to us not doing it?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
What's the impact with us not doing it? And then once we all align, because once we all align on what the impact is, that to me is a different conversation. And I'm not here to secure myself. I'm here to secure the business.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we agree that, hey, we're willing to not leverage these technologies and we're comfortable with that, even though we understand the impact, like the operational impact, it takes AI to fight AI. And so if you're telling me I can't leverage AI for whatever legal reasons, all right, but just know here's the impact to it. And that's a data conversation.
It was always interesting to watch us navigate this together in the past, because I remember getting super frustrated with you when I watched you navigate this, because I was like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we
Right.
doing more? Why can't we fight back? Why can't we have this conversation? Why are we such a passive participant in this? Like, okay, if you want to take that risk, that's fine. I'm going to sit here and watch them come through the front gates.
What I'm thinking through is if that's ever been like my I'm thinking through if that's ever been my approach.
It's not been
That's
your
never
approach, but that's how it felt watching you navigate that conversation with some of the people that we had to
yeah.
navigate that conversation with.
Yeah, here's the thing, bro, and this is like it's therapeutic for me. And the reason why I say it's therapeutic for me, and this is me probably being way too transparent on a Friday afternoon.
That's what we're here for,
The
Bobby.
yeah, exactly. The reason why it's therapeutic for me is because I've been really, really fortunate to have brilliant people like yourself, like, Natalia, Doug, just like brilliant people who've sort of said, hey, we're going to support you, Bobby. And looking back, I've wondered if they felt like I truly was being their champion.
I mean, if we're
And
having
and
if we're
you're
having a therapy session, we can have a therapy session about it.
Yeah, because what you're saying to me now, and you're not the first person that has said this to me. I've had someone else say this to me because I've always had this approach that, listen, I'm going to provide you with the security program that you pay for. You get what you pay for. So I
Right.
very
Right.
rarely, if ever, have asked for additional funding.
I
You tell me
remember.
what it is, yet this is the program you get. And I remember once I had someone tell me who worked for me when I was at another company, I wish you had fought for more budget. I was like, I never saw it as like, hey, I'm not being a champion or an advocate. Here's sort of always been my approach. And this is why now that you're saying it felt like you just had to watch, the adversary come through the front door, because I've always had the approach that you get what you pay for. And I'm wondering now, just to bring it home full circle, if I should have been more vocal about, listen, my people need more resources because they don't want to watch the adversary come through the front door. So I should have been, more vocal and tried to advocate for more resources.
So, chat. This is one of those times where Bobby and I are going to go down a tangent, and this is important for all of you to listen to, because Bobby and I are about to have a real transparent, a real open conversation that we probably haven't had in a number of years as to how budgeting and resource allocation works in a cybersecurity org. So I'm prefacing chat. Make sure you got your ears turned on for this one, because you guys are going to want to tune into this conversation well. Bobby, you're 100% right? There's always the push and pull that comes between, I need more resources, I need you to go fight for them.
Yeah.
I think you said something that I thought was super important in the early days, where you were like, hey, we're coming into an organization that's 125 years old. This is like having a heart transplant, with an 80-year-old man on a 20-year-old heart, right? I remember that clear as day when you said that to me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, physical therapy mandates that you go ahead and you exercise a little harder than you normally do to make sure that you get that 20-year-old heart pumping into your system.
Yeah.
And I think what was challenging was that everything at that organization felt like a fight.
Yeah.
Everything felt like a fight. And I don't always believe that we all fought on the same fronts about unified fights together. Right?
Yeah.
Keep me honest on this, but like, one person had their fight, I had my fight, you had your fight, and it felt like we let the fights get away from us because we were all trying to keep pressure away from the organization, away from our people.
Yeah. That's very how could or what could we have done differently that would have made it feel like a unified fight?
Um,
Or more specifically, what could I have done differently that would have made you, Doug, Natalia, Roberta, what could I have done that would have made you all feel like it's a unified fight?
So I'm going to say a couple of things, and let's all recognize that it's been well over 10 years since we've been in those seats. And so some of the details may be slightly skewed. Perceptions have been adjusted over time. But
It hasn't been 10 years. It hasn't been 10 years.
I guess it's been 5 years. I guess it has been 5 years.
Maybe 8.
7, 8, somewhere in there. It is close.
Yeah.
It's somewhere between there. There was a hard pivot from traditional security to manufacturing security. And I don't think any of us disagreed that that was a fight worth making, but there seemed to be a very lack of transparency about a drastic shift of strategy that we all felt like came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. That was one of my finer moments.
It was. You had a brilliant moment where you stopped fighting. You stopped fighting the traditional machine and you fought a machine that actually got paid attention to.
Here's why it was one of my finer moments. And this is like, I'm letting you into my IP. This is my, this is Bobby's IP.
Right.
I have figured out that for 90% of the organizations, there's only two things that they care about, and they've prioritized which one it is. The other 10% cares about both. Exactly. I'll explain. So for 90% of the organizations, they either care about their data or they care about their operations. And if they only care about their operations, you start talking to them about data breaches, you'll get tuned out. If they only care about their data and you start talking about an impact to operations, you'll get tuned out. The trick is to find out which one the organization cares about and then leans into it. Once I figured out that organization that we worked for truly cared about operations, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a conversation I was having with he wasn't the chief supply officer, and I was in his office. I was having a conversation with him, and when he could track down to the second of downtime how much it impacted the company's revenue, I was like, got it. And so that's when we pivoted the program. And that's when, I don't know if you remember, but like the floodgates started opening up.
It did.
And everything just sort of aligned because it was like they care about operations. So you're right. That was a pivot. Now, are you saying that I didn't do a good enough job? It sounds like you are. Are you saying that I didn't do a good enough job at coming back to the team and saying, hey, listen, we're about to make this pivot and here's why?
Exactly. Let's bring the military analogy into it, right? You didn't come back as the battlefield commander and say, all right, lieutenants, I just unlocked something. Let me share with you what I unlocked. And here's how I think exactly we can get all of your priorities met. We just have to change who we're attacking on the battlefield.
Yeah, I should have absolutely done that. And you're not, my first ex to tell me that I was bad at communicating.
But Bobby, you were a tried and true seasoned CISO of a Fortune 117 company, right? Where they're making billions and billions of dollars a year. Are you telling me that you didn't have good communication as a CISO at that time?
I still don't. I still I'm a terrible communicator. You can't tell the way that I keep looking up at the ceiling every time that I want to think of something to say, bro. I am not the best. I'm great at public speaking, but like communicating.
No, but I think you bring out a valid point though, right? Because it's like,
And can we? Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, go for it, do it.
Yeah. Here's the bringing it back full circle.
Yeah.
I think that most security professionals, whether they're in leadership or not, are terrible at communicating. And it's because we're terrible at communicating. That's why we struggle with getting the resources and the support that we need.
So you're saying that we just went on this tangent to bring it back around?
And that's where, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to complete the thought. And that's another added benefit of large language models, artificial intelligence, to help. Like the number of times that I've run an email through Perplexity
and
said, hey, write this as, so and so from so and so to so and so.
Yeah.
And it just
Yep.
Because we're terrible. So yes, I do acknowledge that I am terrible at communication. But thankfully, I recognize that and there's help for it.
So Chris wants to know, and he's very apt question as we're talking about this, very, very timely. Do you think that struggle might be due to ego?
How much cursing can I do?
My wife is no longer a moderator, so as much as you want.
Okay, I was going to say blank. Yeah, yes, absolutely, Chris. It has everything to do with ego.
Why?
Not everything. Ego played a part in it because it very much was like, hey, this is what we're doing. Don't ask me why.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something else, and we're going to dig a little deeper into the Bobby psyche on this one.
Yeah, please do.
Relatively speaking, relative then to where you are now, you were a new CISO. That was actually only your second CISO job. You'd been CISO at Excelis, but you were CISO through, succession at Excelis.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Was it due to I'm the CISO, you're going to listen to me, that type of ego?
No, it wasn't. I'm the CISO or the CISO. You're going to listen to me. It very much was like, I'm in charge.
Mm.
I'm in charge. And yeah, that was it. I'm in charge. And it's a good idea. And I used to, here's a philosophy I used to have, and you'll probably remember this. When I say I won't fight you on like 85% of the stuff. Like I won't fight you. Like if you want to do that, that's fine.
He's right, chat. He's right.
Yeah, there's the 15% that I'm not negotiating on.
That's right.
I see like I got 15% of the stuff I'm not negotiating because I feel that strongly about it.
I have to tell you, chat, too. Like I would sit in Bobby's office and I'd say something, and you could tell when that switch flipped with Bobby. Like I'd say, we need to have Splunk. And Bobby would say a very pointed, very direct, clearly hard-lined response. And it was like, okay, that's in Bobby's 15% right there.
That's in my 15%. Like, no, we're not leveraging Splunk. We're staying with QRadar. Whatever we use.
Right. We ended up going to Splunk, but that was the only thing I could think of off the top of my head, right? But I think that in all honesty, that shaped me a little bit, right? Because I was like, that's actually a really good principle. What I think it afforded you, keep me honest on this, at least this was my interpretation, once we parted ways, was that allowed you to maintain a certain amount of mental discipline and emotional energy for the things you were passionate about.
Exactly. The things that the things that I was absolutely passionate about, and the things that I felt like, hey, listen, I'll take feedback, but this is the direction that we're going in.
Mm-hmm.
And for the majority of it, it wasn't like I wasn't tripping on.
No.
And here's something else that I think I've been really, really good about, and hopefully everyone in the chat, they feel like their leaders are good about this too, that you want to empower your team and you want them to feel like they have, creative license, and that they're there so that they can actually execute on ideas that they have. But then there's a certain like I said, there's a certain percentage where it's like, this is what we're doing. I need your support. Like, let's do it. And
Yeah.
maybe that's the military in me. Maybe that's
It's
the,
it's
I think that's
something
another thing.
it's something I took
Yeah,
on.
maybe,
I adopted it too with my team when we did some of the
yeah,
acquisitions, and then we had to bring in some larger teams that didn't have the benefit of knowing me over the growth of the program. And it was just like, listen, like, you're here, I'm in charge. I'm gonna help you build some trust, but what I say is what I say. Like, we're gonna execute on this in a fashion.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You mentioned something I want to get back to, using Perplexity to draft emails and whatnot, and being a communicator. That's an interesting thread to pull on, right? Because it kind of gets to, that business value that comes with some of the things that we lack in cybersecurity. Where you were going with the communication thing, I wanted to tie it back around to your point. You go to legal and you're like, I understand, but I need to communicate to you why this is a bad idea for us to do that. Do you think that large language models in the business construct can help us better bridge the gap in those communication layers?
Absolutely, because there will be times when you can legit go to, whatever, like Claude, whatever it is, Perplexity, ChatGPT, whatever it is, and say, write this as a CISO who's trying to convince his GC in the state of Texas that we and it'll get that specific. And then you say, okay, now add specific regulations or pending regulations that they care about to help make a more compelling argument.
Yeah.
Like, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So,
And I've gotten to the point to where when I use it, like in my prompt engineering, I tell it what persona I needed to take on.
yes.
Like, take on the persona of a strategic consultant for, one of the big four. Respond to this as I think you want to tell it to take on the persona that you want.
I agree with that. So when are we going to get a Bobby GPT in Chat GPT for everybody
I am working on it, and I'm training the model.
All right. So since we've agreed, communication challenge, models are great at taking on tonality, taking on, the task of being very, very specific. I want to talk about deepfakes.
Okay.
I want to talk about deepfakes.
Absolutely. I want to talk about them.
So for chat, I just want to level set on chat. We have not had a whole lot of conversations around deep fakes because I haven't had a real expert. Bobby, you and the team at Doppel do a lot with deep fakes, and you guys are in that business a lot. And so I wanted to take this opportunity to surface this expertise that you've had when you've got there. Deep fakes have been an interesting thing to watch. We have seen successful business email compromises where they have impersonated CEOs, both on the video and on phone, to extort companies to the tune of millions. BMO has had one. There's been several. How scary is this? How scary should we be?
We should be absolutely scared. What I'm trying to do now is here it is. Trying to look up some stats that I found. So CEO fraud cases using deep fakes rose by 83% this year alone.
This year alone?
This year alone.
Why do they not
Rose by
get
80.
more? Why do they not get more coverage then?
I think because I don't know. So I'll start there. I don't know. If I were to speculate, remember there was a period, and it's why it became a regulatory requirement to disclose incidents.
Yes.
Because there was a period where companies didn't want to disclose the incident because there was this thought that if I disclose the incident, I become a target.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
I think we're witnessing the rise of that again, and that companies, if I don't have any protection for deep fakes and I fell victim to it, then the adversary knows that and will continue to attack me. We've had customers come to us who are now customers, but we've had organizations come to us so that they can become customers because they were dealing with deep fakes actually getting hired. Like,
this is the DPRK thing.
Yeah, exactly. Going through the interview process, getting,
that's right.
Getting job offers, showing up on the first day, like getting paychecks. So it is a problem. And here's the killer part. It's only going to get worse. It's only I think I put this in an what was it an article? I think I put this in an article. Organizations that have deepfake projects and treat it like it's a project have like I think they're already behind.
Really?
I think so.
Really?
I think you're already behind. You need a program
Like
that's
full on
like a
program.
full-on program dedicated to solving for the
We're not
deepfake challenge.
talking about an addition to your security awareness. We're not talking about an addition to your phishing program.
Nope.
You're talking about a full-fledged, dedicated, staffed, planned, budgeted deepfake
Yep.
program.
You need a deepfake program. It's not an additional, it's not a nice to have.
I'm a little blown
It's a
away by that right
challenge.
now. I'm a little blown away by that.
Yeah, it's a challenge, and here it's a challenge unlike anything we've ever seen before. And the technology is only going to increase. And if you don't have a solution or you're not thinking about a solution to solve for inline deepfakes, then again, like I think you're behind.
I've seen the videos from the DPRK stuff. For Chad, who's not
Mhm.
aware, right? One of the videos recently that has come out has been of these North Korean workers that are using forms of deepfake technology to sit in interviews, apply for jobs, and this in addition with stolen engineer credentials and things like that. We've obviously seen a lot of the other stuff on social media around the end of content creators as we know it with some of the deepfake stuff. Is this as simple as like going to Google for like Google Banana and using something like that, or is this
What is Google
available
Banana?
like the image generation or the video generation that like Gemini has released here recently? Like,
Okay.
are these specialized models, or are these just models that people can just get anywhere to start doing this deepfake stuff?
Yeah, I mean it's available in all the models.
Yeah.
So they don't have to be specialized models. I mean, there are some specialized models that are more sophisticated than others, but when you think about it, how sophisticated do you need it to be? If you're trying to go back to
Yeah.
what was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
OB.
OB.
Yeah.
Yeah. OB.
how, how sophisticated was that?
I can't do that without sitting in a conference room with the CIO and my lead threat intelligence person, looking her in the eye and saying, "I just talked to my friends at the FBI. We know who it is. I'm going to send them to their door to go get it. Remember this?"
Yep.
And you and I looking at each other like,
Yeah, so it doesn't, I guess, so the point I'm trying to make, it doesn't have to be extraordinarily sophisticated. It doesn't. I think that generic does fine
so
for right now.
it's overplayed the complexity that it takes to do these deep fakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 You have to think about it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, completely.
Yeah.
So what does a
Yeah.
program look like? Should I call my friends? Should I call my friends?
Hold on. So I didn't mean
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
go
mean to
ahead.
cut you off, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I found the stats that
Okay,
that I
go
was
for
looking
it.
for.
Hit me with some
All right, here we go.
stats. Hit me with some stats.
Deep fake fraud attempts have increased by over, and this is just the attempt, has increased by over 2,100% over the past 3 years. So that's over the past 3 years. Here's the one I like. In the first quarter of 2025, in the first quarter of this year, there were more deepfake incidents, not just attempts, but actual incidents than the entirety of 2024.
These sound like ransomware stats, Bobby. Like I remember these are like the early days
Exactly.
of ransomware stats.
That's exactly what it stands. I mean, it's what it sounds like. Deep fake related financial losses, 12 billion in 2023. It's supposed to grow to more than 40 billion in 2027.
Holy cow!
That's in 2027. Here we go. Now this is what you were talking about, the AI generated deepfake market. So the AI generated deepfake market is expected to grow from 79 billion last year to 1.4 billion in 2030.
Holy cow!
So and I think that
I mean,
these
these are
stats sort
Chad.
of
These are ransomware numbers.
I think it's worse than that. Here's what I would suggest. I would suggest that it's ransomware numbers now, but that we're going to see the velocity and the increase go way higher than what we saw with ransomware. Like it's going to happen faster and we'll see way more.
Is that because of just the pace in which AI is progressing technologically? Yeah.
Exactly. Ransomware, you still had to bang out the code.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get these models now that you don't have to bang out any code. They think themselves and it
Yeah.
bangs out the code.
Chris is asking again, is there any software for deepfakes that was created for good things, but has then been turned into attack tools? Like, you know how we had like the help desk software, AnyDesk or whatever it was, that was for good, but then turned around and ended up being malicious. Are we seeing anything like that with deepfake tools?
I think that's a great question for the chat. I'm not aware, but I think I can't imagine it hasn't occurred. I just don't know, off the top. I think that's a good question. I need to
Yeah.
do some research.
Yeah, I think that's worth us digging into. Maybe we could talk about that on a future stream. Is kind of a lot of that deepfake technology that kind of exists there. So I do want to ask you, like, I love stats. Thank you so very much for that. That's absolutely amazing. What does a deepfake program look like? Because you and I built a lot of programs together, and I think I'm a little lost. I personally have never thought about what a deepfake program could look like.
Let me turn it around into a question. What does a malware forensics program look like?
Well, I mean, you need technology, obviously, so you're going to have
What do you need before the technology?
Oh, process.
Before the process.
People.
There we go.
I was gonna say people, process, technology. One of the three.
There you go. There you go.
That was another one you and I used to fight over. You were like technology comes last, Neal.
Yes, and here's what's so funny about you saying that. As you were saying that, I think this is the first time we've talked where it literally took me back to Abbott Park.
That's right.
Because I was like, this dude always goes to the technology first.
He's not wrong, Chad. He's not wrong.
This dude, I'm like, all right, before that, you're like the process. All right, before that. So what does a deepfake program look like? Who is the one person in your security organization that has the dot for deepfakes? Who's that one person?
CISO.
Let's start there.
CISO.
I don't know. It can't be the CISO. The CISO has everything. It can't be like
you're not talking about maximum accountability. You're talking about who owns the operational.
I'm not talking about ultimate accountability. I mean, like if I'm like, I think if I'm the CISO,
it's got to be
the question I'm asking.
It's got to be the phishing team in the SOC.
Maybe it's somebody in the phishing team. Maybe it's somebody in the SOC. Maybe it's somebody in GRC. I don't know what the organization looks like, but you have a person that's responsible for developing the program. Start there.
Yeah.
And then once they start there, you're like, all right, now we're going to build out some processes. What are the processes? Are we just trying to identify them? Are we trying to proactively go out and disrupt them? Are we trying to take account for them? Like, what's that process? Are we looking at deepfakes outside the organization, deepfakes within the organization? Are we flagging them? Like, what are the processes that we want to follow? And then you say, all right, what is the technology that we want to leverage that will help us identify the deep fakes and then disrupt them and destroy them and defend against them?
I'm gonna look into this. Chad, I'd love to see some content on this. If chat's interested in this, write some content and tag Bobby and I'd love to see your ideas. I'd love to see your thoughts on this. This would be a great exercise for the community to kind of go out there and tabletop what a deep fake program would look like. I'll endorse any content that you tag me in any content. Bobby, I'm gonna sign you up. Bobby will endorse any content that the community puts together out there on deep fake programs. You said something. I want to real quick before I cut you off for the day, because I know you got a hard stop at 4. You said go out there and disrupt. What are your thoughts on this whole hackback conversation? Does this mean you're interested in this hackback conversation?
So first off, I appreciate the question. It depends on how you define hackback, because I don't necessarily think of it anymore as hacking back as much as I think about disrupting infrastructures before they can attack me. Or for instance, let me ask you this, and here's a great conversation. Let's say that someone created a social media account impersonating Neal Bridges, and you contact whoever that social media provider is, and you say, I want to take that down because that's not me. Is that hack back?
That's a good question. No, I guess technically it's not hackback, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Mm,
I don't think so.
mm,
So I think that we should be in the
mm-hmm.
business of disrupting and taking down infrastructure that's attacking us. That's not, to me, that's not hacking back. Here's what hack back is. And it's a philosophical conversation that we could absolutely have
Mm.
on like our next
I was gonna
stream.
say we should do this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Here's what hacking back is to me. You've attacked me. You've attacked me. You've compromised my environment. And now you've gone away. You took my data. Now I want to come back to get it.
Hmm.
I want to come back to get it. And so now I'm hacking back in retaliation, or I'm hacking back to recover something that you stole from me. That's different from what I'm talking about.
I like
I'm
it.
talking about, here's infrastructure that's been stood up. Here are accounts that have been stood up to attack me. And that's what Doppel does. We go out and we disrupt, we take down that infrastructure. We go out and we disrupt, we take down those accounts. We go out and we disrupt, we take down those deepfakes that are trying to attack you.
All right, so next stream, week and a half, Bobby, come prepared. We're going to talk about takedowns and hackback. It's going to be a whole stream talking about takedowns and hackback.
I think that's a great conversation. What's the
Yeah.
difference between hackback and taking down malicious infrastructure? I think that's brilliant.
That's brilliant. We're gonna advertise it all our socials. Real quick before you go, one last question. Rob asked, how do you sell AI to an org when you may not know all the capabilities, nor if you can accomplish exactly what you set out to? These integrations are very new.
I would have to really think about that. But if I were just to break it down, how do you sell anything? Figure out what the organization cares most about. Like I go back to the data
Yep.
or the operations, like whatever it is, figure out we care most about our transformation right now. We care most about, this acquisition that we've made. So we got to integrate that, to figure out what the organization cares most about. And then how does the use of AI either help that, or how does an attack via some AI enabled attack stop it? So I would have to really think about the question, but anytime I see like how do you sell to anyone, figure out what they care about and then align what you want with that.
I love it. I love it. Bobby, I love dude, this is going to be so much fun. I'm so grateful that you're
Absolutely.
here, dude. I love it.
Thank you for the opportunity, man. I appreciate it.
We're going to see you in a week and a half. We're going to talk about hackbacks and takedowns. I'm going to send you on so you can run to your meeting. I'm going to chat with my chat really quick.
All right, cool.
Chat. Oh, love that dude. Love that dude. Told you guys this is going to be a great partnership to have Bobby on. Literally look forward to that. So remember, a week and a half right here on Gone Fishing. And actually, I'll be on Monday when we do that. Make sure you tune in for hackbacks and takedowns. That's it for Friday. You guys are awesome. Stay awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. This is the second time we've done Bobby. Make sure you hop on over to Discord. Drop into the community feedback on Discord what you thought about these streams with Bobby. Share any clips you've got in the clip channel. Whether you're on the red side or the blue side or still deciding, have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you on Monday for the Threat Brief.